Some of these stories in the Bible have very good wisdom to live by. But you have to know the intentions of Jesus and who he was before you can trust what you're reading. Always believe in yourself above all others. But it's nice to find words and comfort that will match your own consciousness. So I'm reading this, I open up the Bible to whatever page, and I ended up upon Mark, which happened to be one of, I have a connection with Mark when it comes to my son. My son said, if you only knew the water I can bring. And that comes from Mark. Mark was a witness of Jesus 80 years after he was crucified. So I'm going to do this one on Mark. And it's about, they were talking about the fig tree dries up. So that's a problem, right? There's a problem in the world. The fig tree dries up and you need your figs. So on 22, Jesus said, have faith in God. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt his heart, but shall believe that those things which he said will come to pass, he shall have whatever he saith. That is how our imagination works. If you say it out loud and proclaim something that you want, and you believe it to be true in yourself, that you have that power, you will manifest that which you believe. So, therefore I say unto you, whatsoever you desire, when you pray, believe that ye receive them, and you will have them. Now that could be misinterpreted, right? Because you could suddenly think, well, I want a brand new house. I want this. I want that. The problem is people if they get consciousness of evil, greed, or perversion, lust, or any of the 7 deadly sins, including pride, if you get caught up in that, you will manifest what you want and your desires, your heart's desires, but they will be of Satan. You see, you cannot keep a corrupted heart, and expect to manifest anything good for your eternal future. The imagination is the manifester, and you have so much power. If we all stood and said, heal earth, let's drop it. Let's drop our miserable way of judging and fearing other people, and individually, one by one, come out of the house and say, no, I'm going to start just loving now. And no matter what, love what you see. Love what you're experiencing. Observe, but don't get caught up in somebody else's garden where they're full of fear, where they're manifesting things that you don't want to participate in. These people that are manifesting our earth right now believe what they are doing, and they are manifesting their heart's desires. They are angry people. They were raised wrong. Probably their mother was a high priestess in some fantasy satanic cult. But it's all just a cult and fantasy. This is not who they are. If you try to tell me that there are certain people here that were not born of God, you're going to be in trouble. You can't be born here unless you're born of God. The problem is they refer to God as Father, and that is not true. You cannot have a life without a mother and a father. That makes sense, doesn't it? And our world has been removed from Mother ever since the Garden of Eden. Our thinking has gone rotten. And we have taken a lot of these verses to use against women and use against our fellow man. We create wars with these words. But these words aren't for everybody else. These words are for you and your unconsciousness. You can pick out of the Bible whatever you, or Quran or whatever. You can pick out of any text you want. And you will. That's the way you're going to operate. You are going to choose what you are going to believe. And that's okay. You can choose whatever you believe. As long as you're not believing in somebody else's garden that somebody else invented, that doesn't make any sense to you. And I think that's all for the Sunday sermon. I would like everybody to get to know the intentions of Jesus better. If you want to know the bottom line, he would be the type of person that would end up on the streets smoking crack and dead. Because Jesus was the meek. Jesus is meek. And people like Jesus. And he said, we are all Jesus. He said we're all Christ consciousness when we're conscious. When you're aware of the intentions that Jesus saw the tyranny as far back as when he was there. He saw the tyranny then, and it got him killed. Can you see the tyranny today? And are you willing to risk getting killed? I am. My art never makes sense to me until much later, always. Like it just doesn't. I just do what's pretty, and I do what moves my spirit. I like to play with polymer clays, and this is just made out of spackle. And I like to just play with my senses. And then later on, sometimes I get really strong spiritual messaging coming from it. And this is what I see today. I was just looking outside and I turned around and I saw Mother and Father love in heaven. And I see 3 planets. I noticed the first little green one represented Earth. That's the first consciousness that came to me. And then I realized the Earth has no sparkle. And then I looked above and I saw that we had been here before. And that one has no sparkle. And we've been here before. No sparkle. We need heart to live in heaven and grow the sparkle that our mother and father's birth. We'll have to go back to heart and telepathy and emotional love without words to get it, to feel it, before it's too late again. I'm going to be honest, because I said I always would be honest. I'm creating joy for myself and I'm going to the swimming pool, but my heart is heavy, knowing that people are letting our natural lives go to artificial intelligence, artificial food, artificial people. And if you're like me and very sensitive, try to keep yourself as comfortable as possible during these times. And take care of yourself. If you can't look after anybody else, you still matter.